This is what we know from the Chancellor. Gang.
You know me, gang, gang.
Spend cash. Gang. Get jobs. Gang.
Now you're chilling with the monster. Gang.
Eat out to help out. 50% off Monday to Wednesday. Unless you're actually at home because of the virus and you don't go out, but you can't do takeaway. Stay at home. Gang. If you want to buy a house now. It's cheaper. No stamp duty. However, if you can't afford a house, that doesn't matter. If you do have a house ready, renovate your house. We're going to give you cash to do that. If you don't have a house, that doesn't really matter. So, gang.
Set that one.
Gang. Let's get these jobs back. If you want to employ someone, we'll pay you to employ these people. Everybody must go back to work. If you can't work, more cash in universal credit, but also more cash to people who are actually chasing you up, job centres, to make you go back to work. Gang, employment is great. If you have a pub or restaurant and all these other small things, you less VAT. Gang, cinemas and zoos. So go to these places and eat out to help out and help the economy. Gang.
Set that one, gang.
Welcome to the money section of my channel. I'm just going to put this blazer on with my tracksuit just to look a bit more professional. So I did make a video last time talking about some of the things the government might be doing to help the economy, which included the maybe £500 voucher, which is not happening. I repeat, it is not happening. What you are getting instead is 50% off in restaurants. So I'm participating in this scheme Monday to Wednesday in the whole month of August. It's not the same. You can't buy a PS5, you can't get a new wig. It's not the same. But we shouldn't lose sight why we're actually in this situation, which is a very serious pandemic. A lot of people are losing their lives, families, brothers, sisters. That's very, very important. Let's not lose sight of that, even when we talk about the economic side of things. So what is he saying? The Chancellor basically said, I'm going to summarize it in 5 key points. So it's helping you eat out. You get to get new jobs because the government is paying for your employment. Literally, he's paying the people who you're working for to employ you. He's paying you to build better houses. He's going to give you cash to double glaze your houses, to make the place more green. He's paying you to build your homes. He's also helping you buy homes by actually taking a lot of the stamp duty, a lot of the tax. It's actually cheaper for you to buy your house. That's another thing he's doing, as well as helping the industries by reducing the amount of tax they pay, the VAT. The only thing is just to remind ourselves that this money is being pumped in. It's going to have to replace somehow, which probably is going to be our taxes. Our taxes may go higher, but I think in the long term it is worth it, because right now, like, you have to do things. It's Monday to Wednesday in the whole of August. You go to them shops, 50% off. Go out and spend your cash, guys. I am on this path of like no expenditures, but that's not good for the economy. If you want to go and spend, listen, go spend on my behalf, because I'm not spending, but you can spend for me and help the economy while I save my cash and plan for the future and my businesses, which I don't have, but I'll have one day in the future. You go spend for me. That's why I wanted a voucher, because I'm too cheap. I don't want to spend anything. I don't know if it's going to be big companies, if it's small companies, we don't know yet. It's going to help us go and spend, I guess, a little bit. But then again, there's a lot of people saying, I don't even have any money. How are we going to go and spend this 50% off? How am I going to go to Toby Carvery to spend £30 so I can get £10 off? And yet I can't even get my kids basic stuff. He's actually added $1 billion to help people on universal credit, etc. The Department of Work for Pensions. However, some people have not received this money, so they're actually struggling. Some people, for example, there's all those schemes I talked about. For example, the self-employed people, they can go and get £7,500 maximum for their businesses. Some self-employed people were not able to get this, so they're like, well, we ain't got no cash and I want us to go and spend, and then what? So it's a bit mixed. Like, some people are going to be happy, some people are not going to be happy, some people really need to get focused on it. They really should be focusing on these people as well, so hopefully they will find ways to do that. So that's the voucher thing. That's what's going on with that one. The next one is the jobs. The jobs are very, very important. When I was walking through my town yesterday, a lot of shops are closed. I actually went to town to go buy some makeup at Beals, which is a 3-story shop, and I was surprised it was closed down. It was empty. So during this whole time it's been empty and I didn't even know. I'm thinking about all the jobs that I lost, all those, it's actually serious. And many other stores in my high street are actually closed down, and someone's talking about how without these measures it could actually become like ghost towns, which really, I was like, oh, this is it. We're literally living it. These shops are closed down. The government is basically paying a lot of employers to employ people. So there is the furlough where the government was paying the people's 80% salaries, and that is being extended for the next 3 months. And now he's saying that after 3 months, if you bring the people back to work, November, December, January, that's 3 months, they're going to get £1,000 per employee. And apparently 9 million people went on furloughs. That's 9 million times £1,000 per person. If everybody gets back to work, that's $9 billion. So everyone needs to go back to work, everyone needs to go and spend. But what if everyone's going to work and then no one's really going to the shops to spend. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? Because what if Topshop employs the 10 people they used to employ before, but only, you know, half people are going to the shops? Are they really gonna keep that just for £1,000? I don't know if it's gonna be worth it for them. They might not, we don't know, but we're gonna see as the time goes by. But it is a really good scheme to encourage employers to get people back. So the Kickstarter scheme is for 16 to 24-year-olds. I've just turned 25, and I'm like, really? The government is saying if you hire these 16 to 24-year-olds who are at risk, so people on universal credit, for example, they will pay their salaries for the next 6 months and all the costs. So imagine if you own the shop called Tesco, and then I'm 23 years old, I'm like, I want a job, and I'm actually a high risk, like, you know, for long-term unemployment. The government's going to be like, you hire Laureate and I will pay her salary for 6 months while she works for you. Imagine, that's kind of like free labor. They're literally like, it's good for the company, and it's good for the 16 to 24-year-olds. So I'm just like, so if I come there now at 25, like, hi Tesco, I'm trying to get a job, you're gonna be like, nah, you are cost, girl, you are cost, get out. I want a 22-year-old, some young fresh thing. I'm like, wow, there's what it's like to get old, which is jokes. They do have some schemes for people like me. There's apprenticeships. They're gonna give people £2,000 per apprentice they hire, and then if they're over like 25 and over, they only get 1.5, but it's still good. So there is some incentive for me, but I feel like it's gonna make some weird competition going on. And the older people, like, who are 50, I don't know how they're gonna cope with the, you know, these young people getting free labor, me getting apprentices. That might be awkward for them, but I guess it's kind of like, oh, they had their turn, it's our turn now. I don't know what they're trying to say, but I don't know. They are definitely trying to get people back into employment and also entice the employers to employ people, so, and not, you know, make youth unemployment. So it's good. We are the future, I guess. They're doubling people in the job centers. Apparently it works, giving us work coaches to, you know, chase us up. I don't know, it's good apparently, I don't know. But $1 billion with the Department of Work and Pensions, which is where universal credit is, so they are trying to help prop up those people just in case, you know, things don't work out. Let's look at the housing section. So the housing, there's two things. Either if you want to build a greener house, they're going to give you up to £5,000. If you're paying 2/3 of the cost of however much it costs to renovate your house, up to £5,000. And if you're on low income, they're paying £10,000, up to £10,000 for you to renovate your house. So they're paying you to renovate your house, which is going to be greener, and also people can come obviously and work on those jobs, so they're trying to create employment in that way, which is good. There's a stamp duty. This is where usually when you buy a house, there's all these payments and the stamp duty as well, and they're cutting that down. So it used to be, I think they made it up to 125,000, it was stamp duty free, but now they're saying up to a house of up to £500,000 is stamp duty free. So that's good, it's good, you know. Apparently 9 out of 10 people will not be paying stamp duty between now and January. However, like in my town, the houses are like, what, 250, 300k, like for the first time buyer, for example. I'm not getting a house with 500k, I'm probably gonna get a house that's, I don't know, 200 at the most, 250. So it's always like, you know, it's not really, it's gonna help people, I think, in like London, all those areas where the houses are expensive, which is good for them. But for me, I'm just like, doesn't really do anything. But it's good because I think Londoners have a really hard time, and I'm hoping that you guys see this and take a chance of it. Apparently the houses have the house prices have gone down the first time in 8 years, so they really are trying to bring back this market, you know, to flourish like a banana. They are doing other stuff like to help the government buildings and roads, etc. There's to make them more green as well, but that's not really about me, you know. So that's good, that's good. It's everything is good, and there's always criticisms, but it is good. I mean, think about it, this is corona time, pandemic. But that's just a quick summary of what's going on. There was no voucher, sadly. There will be no shopping and extravagant lifestyle, but I hope that these things will help boost the economy. We won't know until, you know, things go on. I mean, I wish I'd seen stuff about the NHS, because, you know, we've been clapping a lot, but I don't know if we're clapping financially. We did clap financially in the sense that, oh, if people die, they were going to get cash, but what about when they are alive? Even the £500 voucher that we all wanted because we were all greedy, they could have given that to people who work in the NHS. I don't know. I feel like that could have been something to consider. I see things to help the NHS more. Right now they're talking about parking charges. I hate when people on TV just talk nonsense like, oh, parking charges, parking charges. Just give them more cash. They can afford these parking charges. Just give them more cash. It's not that deep. Just take out these pockets where you took out to give, you know, to give us this stuff. Just take it out for the NHS. Take it out for the NHS. Peace.